Up next on SUGARbriety, which is worse for you? 7 teaspoons of sugar or this luscious, large, red, delicious apple? Table sugar and apples both contain the sugary carbohydrates glucose and fructose. These are the most common sugars in high carbohydrate foods. Table sugar, also known as sucrose, contains 1 glucose and 1 fructose joined together. So it's 50% glucose, 50% fructose. Why is this important? Because you need to know what's poisoning you and what's not. Glucose isn't poisoning you unless you're 1, diabetic, or 2, you're eating way too much of it, which a lot of people are. So within reasonable limits, glucose is fine and can be used by your entire body. All the starchy polysaccharides in rice and potatoes and bread break down to simple glucose molecules which supply energy anywhere and everywhere your body needs it. As long as you're slender and not metabolically broken, like me, glucose isn't a big deal. But then there's fructose. Fructose is that naturally sweet sugar found in fruits. It's also half of table sugar, sucrose. Fructose is problematic. Why? Because while glucose can be used everywhere in your body, only your liver can digest fructose. And nowadays, we're asking the liver to digest way too much fructose, and our livers just can't take it. Too much fructose causes high triglycerides, which puts us at risk for heart attacks. Too much fructose causes non-alcoholic fatty liver disease that raises our cancer risk. Heart disease and cancer are our 2 biggest killers, and eating too much fructose raises our risk of both. That's one of the big reasons to avoid sugar. And yet many people still have health problems after seemingly removing all the sugar in their diets. Why? Dr. David Unwin says, when I ask patients where they think the sugar in their diet is coming from, many are genuinely mystified, as they've already cut out all the sugar they can think of. They don't have any puddings or chocolate bars or sugar in their tea. Often thinking fruit is healthy, they're eating loads of bananas or pounds of grapes and wondering why they're still gaining weight. A variant of this is drinking too much fresh orange juice or fruit smoothies. Ah, Dr. Unwin, too much fruit, eh? In the old days, fruit was no big deal. Your liver can handle some fructose, and fruits are high in some vitamins like vitamin C. But nowadays, with more and more people eating tons of sugar, becoming diabetic, getting fat, and getting fatty liver disease, we need to start being a little more cautious about fructose. Yes, the vitamin C from fruit is good. But will the big dose of fructose erase all those benefits? For some fruits, yes. The fructose kills the benefit. And unfortunately, some of the highest fructose fruits are also the most popular. Makes sense. They're the sweetest. Dried fruits like raisins, dates, and figs are chock full of fructose. If you're not young and in perfect health, you probably shouldn't be eating those at all. Popular fresh fruits like apples, bananas, pears, and grapes are also extremely high in fructose. So let's return to my question. Which is worse for you? 7 teaspoons of sugar or this luscious, large, red, delicious apple? Can you guess which? Let's see. The 7 teaspoons of sucrose and table sugar are 50% fructose, so they contain 3.5 teaspoons of fructose. This apple contains 7 teaspoons of sugar, but it's 67% fructose. So this apple contains 5 teaspoons of fructose. Since it's higher in fructose, the apple is actually worse for you than the table sugar. After all, there's lots of other places you can get that vitamin C without a big liver poisoning dose of fructose. When choosing foods, it's best to use a nutrient density approach. Pick foods that pack the most nutrients possible without potentially toxic substances like fructose. In a word, vegetables. All the time, health authorities lecture us to eat more fruits and vegetables. Eat more fruits and vegetables. You're not eating enough. Eat more. Yoy, enough with the fruit pushing already. Fruit has too much fructose. Jennifer Denoy, a PhD, published a list of the most nutrient-dense fruits and vegetables, and not one single fruit made the top 25. The most nutrient-dense plant foods are all vegetables. Let me repeat that slightly differently. The top 25 most nutrient-dense plant foods are all vegetables. So, hello, health authorities. Why aren't you telling us to eat more vegetables and vegetables? Pfft, forget the fruit. I'll leave you with this quote from Dr. Georgia Ede. It is well established that diets high in sugar are unhealthy, but if you choose to include some sugar in your diet, the healthiest sources of sugar, in my opinion, are whole fruits. Not fruit smoothies, not fruit sauces, not fruit juices, not even dried fruits. These are all much higher in sugar than whole fruits and too easy to overeat. If you have trouble processing carbohydrate, or if you're trying to lose weight, you'd be wise to choose low sugar fruits such as berries, significantly limit fruit intake, or even avoid fruit entirely. Thanks, Dr. Ede. Makes sense. I need to lose some weight, so I'm going to avoid fruit entirely. As always, I'm your sweet but not sugary host, Ben Fury. Please subscribe to SUGARbriety, and also please donate to our nonprofit mission to help save the world from sugar addiction, because stopping sugar addiction is up to us. Thank you, and be well.